You want to be able to buy Summit cars in the Crew Motorfest. Iconic and needed ones like this Porsche Taycan or the Black Panther Skyline. Two of the cars that found themselves being the best cars in street, up in that like top 10 vehicles. Oh my god, okay, well I'm bottom 10 drivers apparently. But the thing is that you actually missed these Summit cars. You don't have them. Or you weren't playing competitively at the time. But the Crew has the solution and I have the info. Yes, the article for Prestige tickets is back up. And this new one is adjusted to be fully as accurate as possible. See, I didn't jump the gun like some YouTubers because I noticed that, well, the article was gone and I wanted to make sure I was getting the accurate info to you because there is some of that wrong info that got out. P.S. If you're watching this on a day after November 6th, 2024, then check the comments, there is a updated version. So let's start talking about the Prestige ticket store and the custom modes to get the Prestige tickets, as that's not the only way you get them. There is many ways, and I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about whether you can grind them. I'm going to talk about how much things will cost. I'm going to talk about the actual amount you get per playlist. A lot of those few being ones that are being inaccurately misrepresented out there. And I'll even give you the quickest way to make the most Prestige tickets. So, you've seen this clip ad nauseum at this point. It was our first look at the Prestige ticket store. But these numbers, these values, these are not what the values are going to be. These were likely placeholders just to look nice because they're all round numbers. But this is not the amount that things will cost. This was just our first look at the Prestige store. We've got a lot more, and one of the main ones is this. We got a look at what a custom mode board will look like. Now, if you're still kind of lost on what the hell this even is, let me show you. Because the way you begin to progress any of these is for every single playlist, and yes, every single one is going to get the custom mode board. It will be the 4th tab. You simply go to the events, any event, and you complete them in the custom configuration. Now, this means doing it in your own vehicles, and, well, doing it in any of your own vehicles that are able to be used in that event. In fact, you'll need to do one per each spec to progress the most through the custom mode. Now, I don't recommend doing one event in Street 1, then Street 2, then Drift, then Racing, doing one event in every single spec, just for boredom's sake. Instead, what I recommend is doing one full run of a playlist in Street Tier 1, then doing a full run of maybe even a different playlist in Street Tier 2 or Drift, doing in events order rather than doing one event in all the specs, as that sounds really boring. But that's it. You select your own car and then you just play the event. In custom variation, with the AI cars changed to your respective spec, and at the end of the event, you'll see this menu, which gives you the badge being ticked off the list of that event, doing it in each of the different specs. This really is the grinding side of the game. Then, something to note is you do get Prestige tickets for each event. We don't know how much yet, but the big chunk of tickets, the 100 that you get, is from the rows and columns. That's where you get a bunch of Prestige tickets, from doing all of either one event or all of either one spec. And as you can see, the 100 tickets is collected from there. Now, 100 tickets doesn't seem like a lot, so how much do you get overall in a playlist? Because there's more than just the events. There's however much we end up getting individually, plus the 25%, 50%, and 75% progression rewards. Well, we actually know, and it's different from what people are saying. If you're curious about how many tickets you can unlock, here's a scale. Each playlist will be able to unlock around 3,500 tickets. Now, it doesn't end there. While we're here, 200 tickets will be available during some Summit contests, and the amount may increase on special occasions. So, the same way they give you, like, more bucks on, like, Christmas or something, you know, they might drop like 1,000 prestige tickets or something like that on a summit. But that's not it, because if you're getting 3,500 from a full playlist, the main way to get prestige tickets, where else can you get them? Well, the summit, as we mentioned, and main stage events. So likely every month, hidden in one of these, just like we already get legend points in this system, we'll probably get just prestige tickets in one of these levels at some point. But that seems really low, especially if you're still running on the outdated information of this. Well, good thing we're not. Before I tell you the quickest way to get a bunch of prestige tickets, let's jump into this video.
Prestige tickets are a new currency that you can basically earn all the custom mod by finishing events with different configuration, different VCATs, and as you progress and earn more of these prestige tickets, you will be able then to unlock vehicles that were given as exclusive reward in past summit. So it's really a chance for all the players to be able to, if they missed out one of the summits from the previous season or one of vanities that were given at that time, to earn them in another way.
Now, some fun things about this video is it gives us our first confirmed price of the 911 GT3 RS, 619,500 bucks for that. It also gives us one of the first names of the actual summits in this update, which is going to be To the Streets with the GR86. What looks like... the hell is that? Okay, that's clearly the Evo, but what the hell is that in them? But we also see a police vanity topper. That's all besides the point. Let's look at this. This is our new pricing scheme for summit cars. So at 3,500 with a bunch of other prestige tickets here and there, probably in the hundreds for other different features, you can get about the big boy cars with 2 playlists worth, just under, and just something a bit more meh, like the E-Type, you can get for just 1 playlist worth. A Street 2 car, which, bearing in mind, is what the Porsche Taycan and Black Panther Skyline would be, those are at about 4,750 prestige tickets. But it can be lower for some, as we see the S2000. In fact, I am curious on what the disparity is on why this one is about 700 more than these two. But for vanity items, you can get about 2 per playlist. And if you're doing it on that maths with the leftover tickets, you'll be able to get an extra one every third. So 7 per 3 playlists. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because I've got the cars. I just missed some vanities here and there. These are all competitively gained, so it makes sense. And then they do scroll down and show us a look at some more of the vanities down here at the bottom in the Hoonigan update. One thing to note is there's actually a car missing here. In the Hoonigan update was also the Jaguar Lunar Year Edition. This one was in the Hoonigan update. It was a gold reward in the first week. Now, some people have said, oh, but this isn't a platinum reward. Okay, it's still a time-locked FOMO exclusive rewards. It should absolutely be in the custom mode, the prestige ticket system. It's not buyable to players, so it's still locked. So, and it featured in the summit. I mean, the Magma is in there, and the Magma is a rerun from the Crew 2. So there's no reason this shouldn't be. Thank you, please fix. But we have another video which gives us even more information.
Topic such as the
Hello,
summit
Anthony.
and the main stage for each of the season of the Crew Motorfest.
Reworking the custom mode.
The custom mode allows to replay a mission from the different playlists with a different configuration. You can choose another vehicle type, different weather, etc. etc. And we thought, oh, maybe we can add a dedicated progression with this custom. So now you have a new tab in the playlist menu where you can earn medals for each configuration. And on top of that, we added a dedicated leaderboard for each of the vehicle type within this custom mode. So now you can compete with your friends or with the world in all these different configurations. I'm Anthony.
So let's look at all the extra info that's hidden in this one specific one. The more intricate info. One, I'm really happy that I'm really happy with when they were like, oh, so we looked at this and we're like, let's add a progression to this. More of that, please. PvP-based playlists, please. Grand Race playlist and Demo Royale playlist. First of all, we get our first look at the progression rewards. 100. I would assume that's 200 per progression reward. So, when you get to 25%, when you get to 50% and 75% completed. But we also have the splash screen with the info. In the custom mode, collect a medal each time you complete an event for each vehicle category. Perfect. Collect medals as much as you can to align them on rows and columns to obtain prestige tickets. Use your prestige tickets to get special rewards available from the shop menu. And this is another look at the vintage garage version of the custom mode. There's less events that use silly vehicles, so there's essentially that means there's more events overall, because more events can be done in more specs. But that's actually where we come to getting the quickest tickets. Because if we have to complete columns and rows for tickets, well, there's something pretty glaring here. You can only use drag cars in drag events. You can only use drift cars in drift events. And more importantly, you can't use drag cars in other events. So here's some of the quickest ways you can get prestige tickets. Drag and drift events. Getting this one drag event done in this playlist, in any playlist that features a drag event, that being this and like the American one, that will give you 200 tickets for a single event. I can't see anything giving you more than that. I mean, that's the equivalent of what you get for doing 25% of an entire playlist. And a similar thing goes for drift, but drift can be used elsewhere. So for drift, you'll at least get one full row done by doing drift events in the custom mode, which is of course 100 tickets for just one event. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most efficient ways. But a good thing to note is that you cannot grind these. It is most definitely confirmed that these are a one-time collect. So there's a finite amount that you can get from each playlist, from each event, from each custom mode, from all of that. You can only get it once. So even if there's quick ways to get some custom tickets and the prestige tickets, you'll still eventually have to buckle down and grind a little bit. This is the grinder's gameplay, basically. There's nothing more to it, really. And as far as the store as well, to hop back to it, as far as we've seen, these are the only vehicles in the store, and this seems to be the final version of the store. So as far as we know, it's only up till the Hoonigan update that you can buy cars at the moment. We don't know if all of them are gonna come, and I guess that would be good, because it adds at least some exclusivity for, like, what, it's probably been like a year since the Hoonigan update. It'll be just under a year by the time the update November. But there you have it. Every bit of info that I can get you on the Prestige Ticket Store and the custom mode that is fully accurate to current day without jumping the gun. Now, if you didn't think about subscribing before, I hope you're thinking about it now. And leave a like on the video. That's going to be about it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to popular members, especially thanks to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members. We don't have any become a star member. And an insane top of the top thank you to icon members, HK. That's about it from me in a